Well, Alexis, let's continue on with the cutting board, the microplastics, and we want to talk about like removing toxicity from our bodies. I had a cool naturopathic doctor that came on my show like a year and a half ago, and I was telling her what is the damage I'm doing to myself when I go on like a Vegas weekend and drinking a lot of alcohol and then trying to rehab from all that kind of stuff. And she had her thoughts on that. Moderation as much as you can, but she's like, to tell you the truth, you're doing more damage to your body with air you're breathing, the water you're drinking, and the food you're putting in your mouth than
Mm,
your occasional Vegas trips or occasional party weekends. And I'm like, whoa. And
yeah.
a lot of that was drinking like healthy mountain spring water with electrolytes, not the fluoride,
Yeah.
whatever chemicals are in our city tap
Mm-hmm.
water, or even bottled plastic water as well.
Oh
So,
my.
and then food, obviously, we talk about processed foods, cleaning that up, trying to go organic as much as you can. And the air we breathe, unless you have a lot of money to put these HEPA filters that can
Right.
take out every spore known to man, the
Oh,
best you can do is just watch out for mold. And I've had problems with mold. I'm very sensitive to it, and finding it under my bed and in my windowsills. That was a really cool episode because I fixed a lot of issues. So what are some of your things that you've removed toxicity out of your life?
yeah. So little simple switches too. Like, I mean, because there is some really incredible water filters, but everything that is healthy is expensive, I feel, because that's probably why a lot of people aren't doing the
Yeah.
things like that because it's not realistic for everybody. But then I don't know. I guess it's just for me. There's a water machine called the Kangen water machine. So that I have one of those. My husband was going on back in the day, he had a motorcycle and he was going on a like cross country trip. He was experiencing the worst acid reflux and they were saying it was GERT or something. They wanted to put him on all these drugs and whatever. My girlfriend sold these machines and I've been asking, I'm like, can we please get one? And so the second he tried that, he's like, buy the machine. He brought, I think, 6 to 8 gallons of water with him in those baggers instead of clothes, food, anything. He brought water. Also, the water, like the Jolie water filters for your showers, those are fantastic. Just my daughter suffers with eczema, which again is another thing. The problems are internal. So I have her we have like a collagen as well with Oliveta, but the olive oil and all that, she knows like that's her little shot. And I've seen significant difference in her skin, even the body soap. There's so many chemicals that we don't think of, your
Hmm.
shampoo. So I switched my kid to the body soap from this because her skin felt like sandpaper and now it's like soft and smooth, but also changing the water filters. So Jolie water filters are pretty affordable and you can get on a subscription that they give you a replacement filter all the time. But for her, I saw a significant difference in her skin from just changing the water. So just the things that we don't think about, like you don't think that water is doing damage to you, but it
Yeah.
really is. And
Well,
those are like,
that's the
mhm,
thing is this, our skin is our biggest organ. So
there.
not just beauty products that a lot of females are using or sunscreen, that kind of stuff. It's your shower water too. I mean, the more stuff that you can attack to give yourself a little bit of boost. I know a lot of people are out there in the holistic world are super anti sunscreen, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And I
I knew you
remember
were going
one
to say that.
guy I saw that I watch all the time saying, well, here's the best sunscreen to use. It's a mineral based one. It's still somewhat toxic. He believes that you should naturally just walk around in the sun. But he put it to the audience. Well, what do you want? You want to be the healthiest to live to hopefully 120 someday, or cut it down to 115 and look pretty? And I was like, well, can't I have both?
I want it all.
I want it all. Like, give me just a bare minimum of everything, bare minimum toxicity, and let me check it out.
Even segueing it back to olive oil, that has a natural SPF in it. So when you're upping that, it is giving you in a natural kind of protectant. And I spent a month in Mexico. That's why I'm so brown right now. But I'm actually the one thing in my life that I'm allergic to is sunscreen. So I've always
Wow.
not been able to use it. And there's been some brands that I've been able to use, but they're full of chemicals. I have to take Benadryl if I use the sunscreen. So I'm very sensitive. And I went to a dermatologist once. I'm allergic to sunscreen. They're like, oh, just try them all and see what works. Did I just pay you for that? Really? I've been doing that. So yeah, sunscreen. I actually have a friend in Mexico that she was going to teach me how to make her own. And it was all just like zinc. And like, I think if you're going to use anything, making sure that it's like zinc based and like the purest form of that, because anything in excess is going to be damaging to you. And skin cancer is scary. That's a frightening thing. So it's that fine line of what's the lesser bad, which one's going to cause more harm than good. So it's just one of those things. I think if for me personally, avoid using it as much as I can because I am allergic. And I haven't been able to find one that's just pure zinc or that's good. But yeah, sunscreens are scary. I haven't really gone down that. I would like to make my own. And I think that goes with anything, even when I'm making food. Like most times we don't go out to eat. I'd rather make it at home so I know exactly what's in it. I know what it is, like clean ingredients. And I feel the same way about sunscreen. I want to like have that control. I sound like a control freak.
Yeah. Well, with me, all these freaking food allergies that keep popping up. And I just had a recent one that just spurred out of nowhere, and it happens to people in their 40s, and it was egg allergy. So now I'm at the point where I have like 9 allergies to foods. It's not even worth it for me to go out and pay these ridiculous restaurant prices and tips and all that kind of stuff. If I was on the edge of just almost doing everything at home, I'm there now.
Yeah. You know what? Another little fun tip, a good friend of mine, Nikki, she's just like all things holistic as well. She actually represents LifeWave stem cell patches, and those are great too. I've seen incredible testimonials. So another holistic way to just live a long, healthy life. But she's a really fantastic cook, but she's very like clean and holistic. So one tip that she gave for me to share, and I can share with you guys, is that when you're buying any meat, especially like comes to mind is chicken, but having it say not only just organic, but air chilled. So air chilled doesn't have the preservatives in it. It literally just goes straight into water. So there's no preservatives or synthetics to keep it. So yeah, she taught me that tip and I've never let it go. Whenever I'm shopping at Costco, you can find air chilled, but it's not organic. And then you can find organic, but it's not air chilled. So to find the two, I think I found it at Sprouts.
Another recent one that I did also was a guest on my show and was talking about her story with her kids having cavities all the time and talking to dentists. And she went on her own research and basically founded this company with some other biohacker holistic people and basically creating a whole product line of non-fluoride stuff. And that's been on my radar for a while, that fluoride's not the greatest. And that's why I don't drink city tap water, because they put fluoride in it. But yeah, I brush my teeth, I'm spitting it out. Then she started talking about the science of that fluoride constantly in your mouth, even though you're spitting it out, creates more of an acidic environment in your mouth, which we know is not the greatest. And then if you ever want to remineralize your teeth or fend off cavities, which thrive in acidic state, you got to switch your mouth to more alkaline. So that's her whole product line, was that holistic approach, keep it more alkaline in there, and your teeth can actually regenerate through your saliva and some of the products you're using. So I tested her out in January, and then I had a dental appointment last month, and it was like the best thing ever. I had 2 cavities that I was looking at, and they were gone. So they remineralized. And then I started putting my daughter on it, and we just had hers dental appointment. Same thing. She had 3 cavities we were watching on her, and they were almost gone. I'm like, God, sold right there. So
yeah, you're gonna need to send me a link for this. You have to send me a link because I'm buying for my whole family. And that's another thing. There's so much. I didn't realize that it's like health that happens in our mouth because it's connected to our gut. And I didn't know that because, well, with Oliveda, they have a mouth pulling oil and they have them in different flavors and things like that. There's one that's specifically for your microbiome, but I never even explored that topic before. Okay, well, clearly I need to be doing this now. And I had heard from friends that they were just doing it with like coconut oil. But yeah, your mouth is so important. I was even hearing stuff, they're linking things to cancer, with like breast cancer specifically, with like different procedures. And like, gosh, are we safe from anything?
Yeah, I think that saying that all starts in the gut is 100% true, because 90% of problems can possibly be fixed with that. And people forget that your gut starts, your mouth is the start of it, everything. Yeah. So that was a big deal. And so
they call it like the second brain, but I've even heard people argue that it's our first brain.
Yeah, who knows?
Everything else. And I'm like, yeah.
Talking about the coconut pulling, I just started doing that because I was going down a rabbit hole on Reddit of holistic ways to whiten your teeth. Because one of the problems with doing the holistic way is, my teeth aren't as white as they were because of the fluoride toothpaste has those whitening agents in it. Oh, they actually were keeping it somewhat whiter than they would. And now I'm seeing this. One of the things is, besides brushing with like baking soda, some activated charcoal, which helps, but I started doing the coconut oil pulling just on my ride from here to my parents' house when I go over there to work out. And seeing a little bit of whiteness coming back. So now I'd be interested in seeing that product to see if it works better.
Yeah, I know. And it's nice too because we have different flavors of them. One, I bought the mint one and it's really like refreshing and nice. And so they say like don't spit that down the sink. You have to spit that into like a rag or into the trash or something because it'll clog your sink after time,
Yeah.
that oil buildup. So
Good stuff.
that was something I didn't think of.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need to get more regular with that, but it's something that I'm excited to incorporate too to my overall wellness.
Or just go outside and find your favorite bush. It's probably good for it.
Yes, exactly.
It's natural anyway.
Watch it probably just rise after the day.
I know.
It's growing flowers when it's not even a flower loving plant.
Well, cool. Alexis, if my audience wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do that? Are you on social media? Do you have a website? Check out some of these products.
I feel like the best, easiest way is through social media. I'm always on my Instagram account. I don't have a professional name or anything. It's Lexos10. So Lex sauce 10. It actually came when I was a bartender back in the day. They used to call me hot sauce and then it turned into Lex sauce. And so it just stuck. But I have all my links there, and whether it's for CBD or the Oliveta, I have that all listed there. And we're always sharing like really great testimonials before and afters, and keeping a lot of our products sell out really quickly, which is exciting because everything's in demand. I think there's a really big wave of holistic wellness that's happening in America right now. So the testimonials, I mean, everything, we're crashing our system on our website because when something comes in, like the Botox in a bottle, F59, like crashing the system. One of my friends, Jess, she told the founder, you really underestimated American women because they didn't know how much we are like consumers, but also beauty and wellness.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, all my things are there. I'm always sharing before and afters, keeping up to date with restock. So that's the best way to find me. And they can shoot me a DM and I will always respond. I love helping people. That's always at the forefront of what and why I share.
Cool. And my audience knows I'll put that link in the show notes too, so they can just click on it, go straight to your feed. Just want to thank you for coming on my show. I just love talking shop with the other health and wellness professionals, and you always learn something new. So
yes, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me. This was great.